are back and black in the building. Shout out to everybody out there at the Core Plantation doing what they need to do to survive. We are definitely black and back. Roll call. Shout out to everybody in Vegas. Vegas just had a real bad DUI crash on Torrey Pines and Robindale. Oh, man. I mean, burned up in flames. But anyway, so shout out to everybody out there in Vegas, all my siblings, everybody out there in Vegas. Shout out to them. Shout out to the homegirl Jerica as well. Oh, man. Shout out to the homegirl Shawnee. Philly definitely in the building. The homegirl Erica. Definitely in the building. Florida, a.k.a. Florida. Shout out to my brother James Youngblood. Houston, Texas. Dallas, Texas. Austin, Texas. Definitely in the building. Waco, Texas. Definitely in the building. Gotta send love to Texas. Shout out to my brother Dave for No Compromise. Georgia's definitely in the building. Man, I hope everybody is all right. I've been corresponding with David a little bit, just making sure he's good, but I don't think it really touched down. They be adding extras. Oh, it's in Atlanta. Then I hit up Dave. Dave be like, bro, it ain't even like that. So shout out to my brother. Shout out to the homegirl, Melina, all the way in North Carolina, a.k.a. North Kakalaka. I just spoke with her. She said, nah, she cool. It's a little bit of flood, a little bit, but not where she at. She said it was more, I think, eastern North Carolina, or it's certain parts of North Carolina. So I chopped it up with her. But we're going to do it again. Where is Fema? Again, I'm going to talk about it again. So that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about a barrage of things. So let's get it. Hey. Yeah, man, I see a lot going on. I was having this conversation with the homegirl Melina too. I was like, Melina, where the fuck is FEMA at? We pay taxes for this shit. So this is the stuff that irritates me about people. Okay, Donald Trump is a racist. All right, fine. Good. He's a racist. You're right. Donald Trump doesn't give a fuck about people. You're right. But what the fuck is the Democratic Party doing right now? Where the fuck is Joe Biden? Just because you relinquish your stand from running for the presidency doesn't mean you can't send people out there to be like, hey, what can we do? I'm so sick of the people talking about, well, let's just let FEMA do their job. Then what the fuck are we paying taxes for? This is what I mean. Y'all know we have these damn fucking hurricanes every year. Well, they shouldn't live there. Okay, so should nobody live there, huh? That's what y'all saying? That's basically what the government's saying. Well, y'all got to get out here. Well, where the fuck is everybody supposed to go? They act like people got places to go. Some people, their whole lives have been there. They're there for generations. Where the fuck else are they going to go? And even if they do go somewhere, you're telling somebody to pack up their whole life. That's what you're telling the person. Pack up their whole life and move. Without a hitch. Without anything. Come on, man. No, I see a lot. It's a lot going on. Y'all see they having a big time meat recall. Where are the powers that be that's greenlighting people just doing whatever? This is what I want to know. Where are those people where's the accountable at that's like, all right, enough is enough. We having meat recalls. We having all these fucking high pressure storms that are knocking out power lines. We have to figure out what the fuck we need to do. What do you mean by that, Warren? Stop sending money to the Ukraine. Stop sending money everywhere else but where the fuck it needs to be. That's like you need to cut your backyard grass, right? Your grass is just out of fucking control, but you don't have no problem paying for your next door neighbors to get their grass cut. Like, what kind of shit is that? And that's exactly what the United States of America does. And it's irritating. Man, I was watching on Netflix Love is Blind, right? And there was a sister on there. I think she was like black or something else. So I'm just watching. And she picked this dude. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. My family know what I'm talking about. This dude looked like a young Elder Turner. Tasha them know who they know who Elder Turner is. Elder Turner was a preacher, and he used to wear kind of like, just the way his hair was real different from everybody else. And this dude looked like a young, I just was looking at this nigga like, and he had these like long. He had like a Akeem ducktail from Coming to America, right? So I'm watching because I when you watch Love Is Blind, they in these like little rooms. They call them pods or whatever, and you just date and take notes. And I was like, they need to have me on there as a strategist. I'd be like, my nigga, stop being fake. But you can tell us they be making these people tell each other they love each other, they ain't never seen each other. You know good and damn well our society is sick, and we gonna always go by how a motherfucker look. So stop the bullshit. But anyway, so this dude, I don't know if he's like Indian or whatever, but he's not from here. So the sister, she's like, I served in the military and I'm proud of that, and all her friends served in the military, right? I'm like, all right, why don't as a black man, I don't agree with a lot of the shit the military do, but you know what? It does help foundational black Americans, get that GI Bill so they can get that good interest rate on them houses. So I learned to see it a different way. So I'm not going to like everything about the military, but I'm not going to just discount what my people have done in the military, like the Tuskegee Airmen and things like that, right? So I'm literally watching, and it gets to the part where this immigrant just going in on this sister, but she has no knowledge. She really is lost when it comes to, she has and not lost like she shouldn't have joined the military. I mean, lost like she didn't really know how to defend who she was. And I really wanted to jump through that screen and be like, how the fuck you gonna be talking shit about her and about our military and what we do to people? And you're here. You're not in your homeland. You're here. These immigrants are bold. I don't care if you're a first gen. I don't care if your parents came here. I don't want to hear none of that sucker shit. I will not go to another country and blatantly talk shit about their military and their army and what they stand for. We allow way too much sucker shit going on. And I want to tell that sister so bad. I want to jump in there and say, so you don't like what the military stands for, right? Right. Then what are you doing here? Because you could easily move somewhere else. Because he kept telling her, well, did nobody put a gun in your head to make you join the military? And did nobody put a gun in your parents' head to make you fucking move to the United States of America Incorporated? And I was watching it, I said, wow, the boldness, the temerity, the gumption of an immigrant who has no ties to building this homeland that we built, that we worked hard to build. And you gonna talk that shit to that sister? And to the point where he was making her feel uncomfortable. And I'm like, nah, dog, like, you wrong for that. You can disagree all you want, but your arguments are invalid. Why? You're here. I don't give a fuck about, well, I didn't come here by choice. My parents moved. Then you should be working every day to go back to your homeland. And you should be striving every day with your parents to move back to your homeland. Your parents are fleers. See, she was nice, but I wouldn't have been nice. They could have saw whatever you want, but I would have broken down in a very elegant way. And this is how you break this down. While the United States of America is going through all these trials and tribulations right now, and the American people that have paid taxes for hundreds of years or whatever you call it are being the scapegoat, I think it's very unfair for anyone to make a person who served in our military services feel bad when we don't know the mentality of that person and we don't know why that person chose to serve. And if they did, you have to have some type of respect for that person. If you are from the United States of America and your parents' are from the United States of America, there's a different respect that comes along with it, even if we don't necessarily agree with everything when it comes to the armed forces. But that doesn't mean that you just go on a whole rant about what they do and how they kill people. Okay, fine. But what the fuck are you doing here? Because right now, while American citizens are going through this, I'm talking about where their families go back hundreds of years, right? Years and years and years. 4th, 5th, 6th generations. Their parents didn't flee to come here. They shouldn't be getting no $700 FEMA checks. They should be getting $7,500 FEMA checks. $10,000 FEMA checks. Man. And we don't have time to be sitting up here and letting some immigrant make us feel bad because we served in the armed forces. Whether you were in the Navy, whether you were in the Army, whether you were in the Air Force, whether you were, in the Marines, it does not matter. There's a lot of stuff that I don't agree with the armed forces in the United States of America. But that doesn't mean I'm going to just totally disrespect what they do, because that's out of line and that's out of pocket. So when you watch things like FEMA, you watch all these things, the first thing I think of, well, stop diverting all this money to the Ukraine, stop diverting all this money to all these other places, and you need to take that money and reallocate it to the United States of America. So all those people that are in those southern states where these storms are impacting them, then why don't y'all, FEMA, set all those people up with new housing instead of telling them they need to leave? What type of shit is that? Well, you just need to leave. Okay, well, where the fuck am I supposed to go? Go watch this series where it's called 5 Days of Memorial. It was about Hurricane Katrina, but from a healthcare perspective. And it was just sad to watch. You know, they wasn't trying to send none of those nurses or doctors no relief. They stayed with these patients. They didn't abandon them. A lot of patients died in that hospital. It was god awful. And then they had the nerve to blame this one white nurse, because she was it was people that were comorbidity conditions where they weren't going to be able to live long. So she was giving them basically the Michael Jackson type of shit, the treatment, euthanizing patients. So they tried to blame her, and she was just man, I did what was necessary. Y'all motherfuckers wasn't trying to help us. See, we got way too many problems that we need to handle internally. So it vexes my soul when I see immigrants talk crazy to anybody, not alone a black person, right, that served in our military. How dare you? And try to make her feel bad about that shit. And to the point where she looked like she's about to cry. And then he said it again in front of her friends. And one of her friends was an Asian sister. Shout out to her. She just was like, well, I'm proud to serve in the military. So how you think that's going to work with her? And they was like, well, what if she enlists again? He's like, oh, well, we can't be together. Okay, then, nigga, get your ass the fuck on with that fucking ducktail, nigga. Them goddamn Coming to America bees you got them. Get your ass out of here. I'm so sick of motherfuckers. I'll be waiting now. Say some sucker shit. Some motherfucker was like, I'm voting for Kamala. I was like, I just let him go on and 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 talk about how he's gonna vote for Kamala and Donald Trump is racist and all this other sucker shit. And he thought I was gonna agree with him, and I didn't say shit. I just let him go on and on and on. Warren, why didn't you say anything? Because let me tell you something. You can't convince a fool against their will, and that is not my job to explain to them what I am voting for, what I'm not voting for, because I don't care what you think. That's why. And I'm not here to entertain you or go back and forth with you or make you feel better about your decision to vote for a person who said 32 days. 32 days. We got some business to do. 32 days. So I don't care about any of that sucker shit. And I'm so sick of people treating other people like, how dare you question the government? Hey man, where the fuck is FEMA at? Dog, y'all knew these storms was coming, so y'all should already have something put in place for the American people that have been paying into the system for years. Bro, we've been paying into this system for years. So why the fuck are we not getting our ROI? It's like insurance. I said it before on the first FEMA podcast that I did. Why are you paying all these premiums and then when you get into a car accident, it's all this sucker shit? I was having this conversation I'm talking about with my homegirl, Melina. I was like, man, hey, haven't you know you pay all these high-ass premiums every month? You can pay a premium for 10 years and never get into an accident. As soon as you get into an accident, they want to give you the low blue book value of the car. No, it should be based on how long you pay the premium. That's what it should be based on. It should be based on no bullshit like that. I was like, that's some bullshit. No, that's some bullshit. So, let me tell you something. It is not my job to explain to nobody how the government works. It is the government's job to explain to everybody that are taxpaying citizens how they work and what they plan on doing. and giving somebody $700 ain't enough goddamn money. While you got all these politicians collecting checks all day, every day, passing laws that don't benefit and are not advantageous for foundational black Americans, but are advantageous for immigrants and everybody else. That's why the Democratic Party fucked them, and that's what they get. And that's why they scrambling and running around here, and they don't know what to do, especially after that dumb motherfucker. Now, how was you an attorney, like Tasha said? Tasha, I forgot to respond to that shit. That was a cold-ass comment. Tasha said, my sister was like, so how'd she make it through law school? I was rolling. I forgot to respond to that shit. Man, I said, yep, that's my family. Because we be thinking outside the box. We not finna just, okay, such and such and such. And we be like, oh, okay. Man, please. Man, they don't do that shit in my family. Motherfucker gonna be like, wait, hold on. So you couldn't even ad-lib a speech? How the fuck you make it through law school? How did you make it through prosecuting people if you can't even speak? That's some real shit. Man, when I read that comment, I damn near fell out and laughed and dropped the phone because I was like thinking it, but I didn't think to say it. But when Tasha said that shit, I was like, good. I'm not the only one that see that shit because I was like, damn, how the fuck you make it through law school and all this other stuff and shit? How were you able to do a dissertation or all that other clown ass shit that motherfuckers got to do when they want to be a civil servant and all this other shit? Like, how did you, oh, my bad, I forgot you was a side woman. So I don't want to hear shit from no women at all. So the next man that's a philanderer or woman that's a philanderer, I don't want to hear nothing. See, y'all pick and choose who y'all want to condemn and hold accountable. I ain't heard one single woman say, nah, I like her, but, you know, I don't like how she built her career. What do you mean by that? How are you going to be sleeping with a married man and you know this man is married and just morally, like, no, I don't agree with that. I've yet to hear one woman say that, but a woman will argue you down, and black folk will argue you down about how dare you not vote for her. And then when you bring up the side shit, they overlook that shit. I said, wow. So I don't want to hear nobody talking about no pastors. I don't want to hear nobody talking about no church deacons, no missionaries. I don't want to hear nobody talk about the bishop. So then the bishop should be able to fuck whoever the fuck he want to fuck, whether he married or not. And the motherfucker like, what you mean, Warren? The reason why I'm saying that is because of this. Y'all ain't saying shit about Kamala, so I don't want to hear it at all from nobody. If you're a Democrat and you vote for her anyway and you know how she built her career on being a side bitch and trying to come in between somebody's marriage for her political gain, I don't want to hear none of that shit at all. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to know it. I don't want to hear it and get the fuck on. Stop. And then, you know, oh, well, we don't even know if it's true. Okay. Y'all don't know if a lot of shit is true, but y'all believe it. Y'all will believe what you want to believe. That's why I want to tell Jaguar Wright, you better be quiet for somebody to put tape over your mouth for real. And I'm not talking about that type of, that masking tape and that black tape. I'm talking about the other tape. The other tape. You better stop and stop running your mouth. And whoever is telling Jaguar Wright all this shit, stop talking to her. Because she's the female Orlando Brown. Just running her mouth and taking away from what's really going on. So, man, we got to stop that too. We got to put an end to a lot of this foolishness. And just allowing people to just be running their mouth about people for clicks and views. And, like, stop all that. And Jaguar Wright, I got love for you, sister. But if you heard like that, do things the right proper way. Stop running your mouth and just putting everybody's business out there, whether it's true or not. Stop. Because you're going to come across the wrong person and they are not going to like what you are saying. So stop doing that. You're like, Warren, why are you saying that? The reason why I'm saying that is because we have to understand, man, all these other racial groups, they like all this. This is entertainment for them. They don't care. You don't see other racial groups where people just, look at the Gene Deals of the world. The only person that said some real factual shit, in my honest opinion, was Suge Knight. He didn't say nothing fucked up about Puffy. He didn't say nothing. He talked more about the industry and all that sucker shit that they be doing. And he talked about Clive Davis and Jimmy Iovine. And I'm glad he did. Yeah, a lot of people don't agree with Suge Knight, and I don't agree with none of the sucker shit that he do. But when it comes to knowing this industry and being in the industry, oh, he knows a lot. So I don't want to hear it. Everybody all of a sudden got a problem with Puff Daddy. Y'all didn't have no problem when y'all was at them goddamn white power parties, so I don't want to hear none of that sucker shit. And look, and now the country is underwater type shit, and we got to be waiting around on FEMA to give people $700. What the fuck can you do with that, nigga? That's a phone bill, a cable bill, and a light bill. That's it. That's all you can pay. You can't move nowhere with no $700. Where the fuck you gonna go? Remember, we got 32 days. 32 days. Erica, Shawnee, David, James, Tasha. I'm gonna have to get the music. I think I'm gonna bring the music back. Remember when I used to play that music? And I couldn't get to the podcast, I'd be laughing at the music. I think I'm gonna have to start playing the music eventually. When it comes, I'm really gonna be playing the music when it gets closer and closer towards the election. Motherfuckers up there telling motherfuckers, yeah, I voted for Kamala, and I'll be looking at them like, and I'm like, man, that's good. I'll be laughing my ass off like, yeah, good. You think you ain't racist because you voted for an East Indian? Good for you, nigga. Stop. I don't want to hear none of that sucker shit. Like I said, half of Florida's underwater. These niggas up here talking about, oh man, we ain't even got no gas. How do we know a storm is coming, right? Right? We know it's coming. And none of the gas stations thought to stock up on gas so everybody could get gas. And it's called stock and inventory. You know what I mean? Like, that's like in Vegas when they have heat waves. When they have heat waves, when they know it's going to be a heat wave, let me tell y'all what they do, and I'm going to end mine. They have resting stations where all the recreation centers and stuff like that stay open because they have AC that work. So you can go in there and, you know, rest and relax so you're not in the hot sun. And they always have plenty of water. So the water usage goes up a lot because they know it's going to be a heat wave for the next week. I know Florida is more than just water that's needed. But my thing is, as far as like power lines going down and the restoring of stuff, I feel like that's where FEMA's supposed to come in and be like, all right, look, we got to get this shit restored ASAP. Because the crime rate is going to go up. Eventually, people are going to be like, well, I can't just stay at home without no fucking power. I got to eat. I got to feed my kids. I got to do such. Like, this is what I mean by preparation is key. Preparation is everything. And we got to understand what preparation is. It's the end all be all. So I don't want to hear none of the sucker shit. I just thought I would tell y'all that. And again, we got 32 days. I'm out, y'all. Guilty nigga peace. Oh, man. We got 32 days.